Honestly, even like my boyfriend now, like I tell him too, I was like, you honestly weren't my regular type. And he ended up being my soulmate in my eyes because I was into like douchebags before him. So it's like, I would not have given him a chance, but I was like, oh, he's nice, he's funny. And then I was like, oh shoot, like I just took a chance on a good guy, even though that wasn't my type before.
What,
you know?
What was your type before?
I'd say guys with like huge egos.
Oh,
yeah, and he's a very like
was gonna follow
humble person.
Huge egos.
Yeah, like that was my type before him. Like always huge egos, like not good intentions. And then my boyfriend now is very like humble, amazing intentions.
Question for you. So how many of the jerks and boys did you have to go through before you gave him a shot?
Honestly, I'd say quite a lot. Like hookup culture toxic because it was toxic. It was so bad for my mental health. The guys were terrible, and it's refreshing not to have that anymore.
Hey, just curious, what do you think it's like for his mental health?
Yeah.
What do you think that's like? Because she's on the fucking whatever podcast, and 25,000 people are watching.
That's absolutely
And
true.
she's saying, I went through a bunch of fucking fuckboys,
Yeah.
and now I'm settled with you because it was so bad for my mental health. What do you think it was like for his mental health?
Yeah.
What do you think that was like? I'm just curious.
She probably has daddy issues.
That is downplaying him.
Now, how does he feel?
Yes, I agree.
Huh?
How does he feel?
It's so down. It's so disrespectful towards him, like insanely.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, it still
not gonna feel
happens.
good about that.
It still happens. Like, guys, I got bad news for you. If you meet a girl and you start dating her and she's like 31, 32, she probably had more than 50% chance, unless she was married the entire time. She probably had a period in college or early 20s where she drank a little bit, and she may have had sex with 2 or 3 guys in a month. And it's like, that's just how it is. But the problem is, it's one of the issues. I think it's one of the issues. If you were a guy who's been with a lot of women, you can maybe deal with it or maybe not. But if you were one of the guys who kept getting passed over and put in the friend zone, and then you get with a girl who's in her 30s who she goes, I'm tired of having my fun. I had my fun, but I'm not going to do that anymore with you.
No more fun for you.
Honey, please take out the trash so I can give you a nobody clip that. But like that, maybe that's what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like what Sheryl Sandberg says, find them sexy when they take out the trash and do the lawn work. That kind of thing. Maybe that's the case. Now, here's the thing. Alan Roger Curry, he wrote a book called Mode 1. And I don't agree with everything in the book, but I agree with, I don't agree with his offense. I don't think you should go that direct. But I do agree with his defense about like people wasting your time. And one of the things he says that I really, really, really agree with, he said, the reason why men become misogynists, he said they don't become misogynists because they are rejected by women. He said they become misogynists because women will sit there and waste their time, pretend to be their friend or pretend to be attracted to them. Men will put time and resources into those women, and then along the way, the same women, while she's crying on his shoulder, and she's like, oh my God, I just fucked Bob last night and I just met him. Like, what? I've been sitting here putting all my time and effort in you, and you just fuck some guy you just met? Yeah. That is when men become misogynists. That's why I do recommend I don't want to give a ton of advice on the show, but another piece of advice I would give you ladies is be very direct when you have no intention of having sex with a guy.
Oh, for sure.
Because if you do not, and he continues to waste his time and effort on you, and then finds out later that you are having sex with some other man who is not giving you time and effort, he will resent you and possibly women overall. Yeah. Go ahead, Paris.
Do you know why they wouldn't do that?
Why? Who wouldn't do what?
Go.
So a female who has a secure blanket, that's a man, right? Mm-hmm. This man is interested of her. He is like obsessed with her. He dreams about fucking her, but she's over here coming to him as a blanket, like, oh, he did me so dirty. He did this to me. He did that to me. Da 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 da. That's for me. That's like a simp.
We call that an emotional tampon. Is what that is.
Emotional tampon.
Yeah.
But understand this, like a woman who's finding him useful, she's not going to be honest with him. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, you're just my tampon. I'm just going to throw away until I get the next one who's going to hear my bullshit. Like, dead ass. Like, females have these type of men around because they don't have a therapist. And this is why females should have therapists, because that's in a professional, healthy way to speak to. So no one's not going to tell your bullshit around. And yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also believe that it goes both ways. That's just me being honest.
For sure.
Men do have women around just, to have them around as a backup. And that's fine. It's part of human nature. We cannot control people and what their intentions are. We can just control ourselves.
Control how you react
and
to the
I don't care what no one
situation.
says. If someone's playing you or if you're a friend zone dude, don't be delusional. Coming from a formal delusional girl. I'm just saying.
So I will say this. I will say this, Armani.
Yes.
A lot of times, men are more susceptible to being on the autism spectrum, and because of that, they can't tell.
Exactly.
They can't tell, which is why, ladies, you have to be.
More guys are on that spectrum.
More and more guys are on the spectrum. So here's the thing. If they can't tell, then you have to be like, I'm not going to have sex with you. Like, you have to be, and the thing is, you might I'm going to lose him as a friend and I'm going to hurt his feelings. No, you're going to hurt his feelings when he finds out that you fucked Steve last week and Steve didn't even buy you dinner.
Or you go on whatever podcast and say, I had a bunch of guys and that my fuckboy phase.
I had a fuckboy phase.
I don't know who that guy was, the male guest on there, but his soul looked like crushed when she was talking about all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys are not ever like around women as a friend unless they are expecting to fuck you at some point.
I
think that's mostly the case, but I don't think that's always the case, just in part because if you're a guy and you have a lot of options, there's a lot of women you don't find attractive, and you can be friends with them. And I'm just saying that from my standpoint, Tyler probably the same way. It's like most of the females we interact with, we're just friends with because like I find less than 1% of women attractive. It's not like I find them unattractive. It's just like if you're around enough beautiful women, it's very easy to be friends with women. But for the most part, I agree with you. If you just did a 15-month deployment in Iraq and you came back real hard to be friends with women, totally agree with you. But if you are a manager at a strip club and you have a girlfriend and another girl on the side and you like consistently having sex with whoever you want, and you work with 40 to 60 girls every night,
my husband's that.
Yeah,
so,
you're gonna. I'm sorry, but like I know some people like to disagree with me. If you disagree with me, talk to a successful club promoter. He's gonna agree with me. He's gonna be like, dude, it's just so many girls. Like, yes, of course I'm friends with them. The girls bring more girls, and we're just cool, and they celebrate my birthday, and it's fine. So if you do that, like for my birthday, what I do is I create a group chat. I take my 4 closest female friends and my girlfriend, and they're like a committee of 4, and then I put another 80 girls in the group chat, and they throw my birthday party, and they don't tell me shit. That's how I do it every year. So you can, but you're right, most guys can't.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like guys having friends, like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm talking about like the naive women that are using them as a clutch.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
Let me see if I can address your point and sort of come full circle here. I'm gonna put on Mr. Wizard hat here. Okay, so when women are in their let's say their reproductive phase, their ovulatory phase, right, of their menstrual cycle, when you're between the what's called the luteal phase, where you guys are building up to releasing the egg, right? There's a window of about like day 10, day 12, somewhere in there, and that's when women tend to put what's called sexual ornamentation. They wear the hoop earrings, they wear the red dress, they put themselves into situations, it's girls' night out, they put themselves into situations where they're going to meet, if they're single, where they're going to meet men, or if they're with a guy that they really like, they're going to probably be a little bit more proceptive about, getting with that guy. But then afterwards, when you go on the down cycle and you get into the, I guess that would be the luteal phase, at that point, that's when you're looking for it's almost like a mini nesting phase for you. It's like you don't want to deal with the asshole anymore. When 2 weeks ago, and you want to cry on the phone, that's when you need an emotional tampon. That's when you need a guy who's going to be a good listener. He's going to sit there, or you call your girlfriends, or you eat a quart of Ben and Jerry's or whatever it is, and then you go through what is it? Is it PMC? What's
PMS.
PMS.
Yeah, I forget what the designation is now. PMS. You go through the PMS phase, which is really, and this is according to theory, right, is to push away all those guys, so that when you come back around to your ovulatory phase again, that you're ready for the jerk that you hated so much, like just 3 weeks ago. Now you're back on week 1 again, and now you want to get with that guy again, and it comes full circle. So essentially, what happens is you have 2 guys for 2 purposes. You have got the one who's the asshole, douchebag, fuck boy guy when you're in your proliferative phase, and then when you get into the luteal phase, when you're in your down cycle and you're flushing and everything else, that's when you want the guy who's nice and comfortable. He's your big teddy bear that you want at the end, and you just want to hug him. The problem is when that big teddy bear guy, who is your emotional tampon, the guy that is your comfort guy, and suddenly he gets it's like having a stuffed animal that suddenly has a right, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't think you were like that. I didn't think you really wanted that. I thought we were friends. Teddy bear,
and there's just like
it just pops up out of nowhere.
Oh god!
Because
what's this in my armpit?
You're used to that guy.
There's a my armpit.
You're used to that guy being the teddy bear, right? But he's actually the guy hoping that when you come back around in your cycle, he's going to be the guy that you're going to want to fuck.
Yeah.
Which I think you can have both. I think you can have
At the same time?
Same time or different guys?
Dual mating strategy?
Not saying like the two guys at the same time, but I think you can have like one guy that is both of those things for you.
Yeah, so home math calls that Prince Charming. When you're when you're someone who is like outrageously attracted to him, and he also provides, protects, all those things. That's called, he calls that Prince Charming. If it's all attraction and no comfort, that's like the fuckboy. And if it's all comfort and it's no attraction, that's the gay best friend. But if you can get attraction first and then comfort, then it's Prince Charming.
Yeah. I think also too, like I used to have like really bad viewpoints of men in general, but I think what has helped me the most, because you guys are talking about like
shows like these.
Well, I think a major thing was just like surrounding myself with men who were positive, and especially like I met Tyler before this was even a thing. Like he goes to raves and stuff. The rave community is amazing. Like you can show up half naked, nobody's gonna try to like touch you in a weird way. Like if you're fucked up, somebody's like concerned, are you okay?
Unless you get in the mosh pit.
then you're fucked.
Shout out to EDC. We're going to be touching some dudes. I'm going to be touching up some dudes in a weird fucking way when we get there. Trust me.
You can blame it on the Molly.
You can blame it on the dude. We're blame it on the dubstep.
In your alpha male kitty shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, you get to choose who you surround yourself with. And if you have like a bias of like, all this gender is like this and this gender is like that, and then like you only see people through that lens and you surround yourself with people who fit that bias, of course you're gonna think like that. So like the past, I don't know, probably couple years or so, I've been working really hard to get around that way of thinking, because like I don't want to shut myself off from like half of the population. I would much rather just surround myself with men who are protective, who I can be direct with. And, you know, like I've had guy friends who have tried and I'm like, no, this is not what I want, like very direct. And then they're like, oh, okay, let me respect your space, but we could still be friends. And then it's fine after that. Good. You know, I think communicating and being direct is like the best thing you can do, especially because sexual tension can come out of anywhere. You never know what people are thinking.
Jessica, have you ever had a guy that you thought of as just a friend? He wasn't like ugly or anything weird about him, and then you saw him with another girl and you changed your feelings about him? Has that ever happened?
No, I don't.
No?
That might just be a me thing, though.
No, it's fine. I'm just curious. Yeah, sometimes.
No. And I've even had, like, guys who I've slept with. Like, there was one guy that I used to sleep with in Tampa, just very casually. And he got a girlfriend. We obviously stopped, like, doing that. But it wasn't anything weird. Like, she knew who I was. Like, I would see them randomly out. I would go up. I'd give them both a hug, and everything was
They invited you over.
Oh, I wish, but no.
You just proved my point. That was my fucking point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my point.
Sorry. No, well, I just like sometimes bring a little unicorn. That's all.
Yes, unicorns are life.
That had nothing to do with him specifically.
Yeah.
His girlfriend was hot though, so I think I was falling more for his girlfriend than him
Right.
anyways.
Right.